Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. She has her shades on, so something must be up. We're here with Sarah for
Uh,
Rasia.
oh my God, isn't it just shady in the podcast business? Honey.
Oh my gosh, honey.
Nay.
People are ducking, dodging bullets left and right, but we're Teflon Dons over here. We got
We are Teflon.
bulletproof.
We are Teflon Dons. I wondered, what was the podcast gossip? I feel like was some other housewife
Yeah.
starting a podcast or somebody quitting or
All the housewife, every single current housewife podcast is a failure, except for Teresa, except for Teddy and Tamara. So why would another housewife start? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just
wow, you came in very hot. All of every single one, Rinna's.
I
Rinna.
mean, is that big? I'm not even being
Cynthia
mean.
Bailey.
That one is okay. I think they're hanging in there.
Ramona.
What? Is that closed down? No, there's no housewife podcast that I consider a big success. They don't chart, they don't make money. Tamra and Teddy, that is it. Unless
Has
you can tell me another one. I'm actually
anyone
open.
Has anyone checked on Sierra Glam Shop, who did
What?
four
Who
episodes
the
and was
fuck is
like,
that?
well, she was the lead co-host of Me and My Homegirl, and now it's no longer out. It's no longer out. It's
I think Nene shut that down when she started the YouTube. You ever hear of YouTube?
yeah.
Well, there you
One
go.
whose podcast is actually shockingly kind of still trending is Detox Retox with Tom Schwartz. That's like surprising.
There's something. Now, listen, when I say the housewife podcasts are failures, I mean the housewife podcasts are failures, other than Tamara and Teddy. Lala's got a real thing over there, Miss Kent.
I think it's her full-time job, don't you think?
Yeah,
Now,
by the way, Brittany Cartwright's doing well.
that's a good one.
I don't know.
By the way,
And by the way, I'm not being mean. I mean, I'm not just, I think people just really flock to podcasters over housewives because they know we don't care. Well, some care. You and I already talked. I mean, you and I don't care, and there's others that don't. I'm not poo-pooing everyone. I'm just saying I think people just want a real conversation, and they don't want you to try hard. I'm so turned off when all these people try too hard. Go on. I'm
no.
sorry, guys. I'm going to be happy today. David, pull yourself together. You're on air. Give these people some happiness.
Well, it's summer break. I would think, you're in the Hamptons, one of the greatest places at all. You're going to lunch having a $55 lobster roll in
Excuse me.
Hamptons. And I mean, that's what I love about going out to Montauk. $55 for a lobster roll, which by the way, if you came to Maine, you could get $5 one on the side of the street that tastes the same. Sorry, lunch.
But you'd
But
have to go to Maine, girl. No offense.
okay.
And by the way, everything you just said is 100% true, other than the fact of me actually going to the lunch. We had a power outage in the Hamptons today. It's raining. I don't know why that caused a power outage this morning at 8 o'clock. Normally, when we have a power outage here, it goes on 1 second later. So this was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I texted my neighbor and she's like, mine's out too. Someone else's is out too. I mean, this was like, I was like, what am I going to do? And then it came back on.
Baby. You brought up a couple of names at the start. Can we just hit those and hit some podcast news and stuff?
Let's do it, babe. Let's do it.
Let's talk for a second. Tom Schwartz probably is trending his podcast because he was recently on Lala's,
Yes.
and she asked him if he thought that he and Katie would be divorced if they had never done reality TV. And this is why I love Schwartzy. So tall in real life. Oh,
Yeah,
hot.
he is.
Beautiful blonde, gorgeous. He said, yeah. He said, like, the show probably like sped the divorce up, but he was like, yeah, basically we'd still be divorced. Yeah, we stopped trying. We just friend zoned each other. Isn't that strange? I've never been in a relationship that we just became friends. Like, I don't know. We were always like boning or breaking up. Like, there wasn't really this, like, just came home at night and chatted like girlfriends. Like, right? I mean, have you ever had that in a relationship?
What? Where you like friend zone
Like,
someone?
yeah, you just like become their friend and you're not. I mean, that he basically said,
Yeah.
like,
Every
Really?
after during the second date. Yeah. I mean, during the second date, I'm like, all that. Well, I mean, you don't always fool around on the first date. You're just like, yeah, you're cool. I want to be friends with you. But I no longer want to throw you down and drag you home to the stuffies, as you say. I keep the stuffies on the bed. Yeah, that happens all the time. I wish it didn't. I'm a
Oh.
Gemini girl. The attention span, man.
All right. Well, he says they would just kind of hang out like friends. They absolutely would have still gotten divorced, but now they still are good. He's rooting for her. He loves her new relationship. He's happy for her. All her
Um, does she like his new relationship with Lala Kent? Have you seen this?
There's no way that she's in a relationship. Do you think? Do you think there's any truth to
Well,
Lala
there's
and Schwartz dating?
there's a lot of headlines. Are Lala Kent and Tom Schwartz dating? Following the news of Schwartz's breakup from Sophia, 24, he's 42. He was on Lala's podcast. The two of them gushed over their relationship, which prompted an insider to come forward and claim they are together. They're actually together, an unidentified source said. I see them all the time at the bistro where I work, and he's always picking up the bill. They just need to come
Mm.
out and be honest. Earlier this week, give them Lala, do. She admitted to having a soft spot for shorts, which she's said before. She was on Watch What Happens, member, and she said she would give him the sperm out of all the Vanderpump guys. Now, again, that's not such a big claim. We're talking, I guess, Jax and Sandoval, so
Yeah,
that's who the sperm would go to.
James Kennedy. Oh,
Yeah, let's not. Right. It's easy. Schwartz, Ursula's agree. We don't see each other a ton, but I consider you one of my best friends. I have a soft spot. So I don't know. I mean, could I see it? Yeah, I actually could. As according
okay.
to,
Well, I said no, but then now that you're saying that, I'm kind of like, oh, actually, maybe.
Katie was a friend that Schwartzy didn't want to fuck, and Lala is like a friend that he probably does want to fuck. And I think Lala, I mean, look, what do I know? But maybe Lala just, I think Randall has still left some scars, and I think, I mean, having a Schwartzy in your backyard, it's Lala wears the pants and Schwartzy's great with that. That's his MO, and she'll just be like, I have a I mean, Sarah, you marry the Schwartzy. You fuck the Sandoval and you marry the Schwartzy. Like he's the type if you're like a Lala that's just been out and about and you want a nice guy. Here's one beneath your nose, girl.
I love it. Yes, I say yes. I think it's great. No,
These rumors swear.
now that you put it that way, I could actually see it. Yeah, I could see it.
I mean, who knows if they're true, but these sources are claiming that that they're true. Can you imagine that?
I
People would go crazy in the Bravoverse.
That would be a
Yeah.
good one. No, I could see it because, the more you say it, right? Like Randall screwed her so much and still that's still happening. Schwartz, she's known for a decade. She knows him off camera, the integrity that he has. I mean, and it's not like there's any love lost between she and Katie. It's not like she and Katie are gonna ever really be friends again. So I don't know. The more you say it, I'm like, I think a guy like that, where she wears the pants, her pod is super successful. She could make his pod even more successful. They do a few TV appearances here and there. She'll probably be like Stassi down the road. She'll land another TV gig. He might too, maybe. And
Look what happened with
yeah,
Paige and Craig. I mean, we have a breakup, and there's Paige in the stratosphere. Craig just did a podcast like a week or two ago, and he said to the podcaster, you want to see my ring? Hold on, the ring I got Paige that